Faith is the beginning, the gentle stirring of our wings when we're encouraged by our need.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Summit of Canvas of Hope, bringing hope and inspiration to all our viewers during this difficult time. And today we're shifting our focus a little bit more from the business community. And today I have with me three of the leading chamber presidents and CEOs in the Northern Virginia area. We have the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce with Charles Kapur. We have the Loudoun County Chamber of Commerce with Tony Howard. And we have the Dulles Chamber with John Boylan. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining today.
Thank you, Linda.
Be here.
Thank you. And so the whole purpose of this summit is to bring hope and inspiration to folks that are facing a challenging time. I personally have faced in my family 6 times family members who have fought cancer. I currently have 2 family members who are facing cancer, one with a blood cancer, and I've been nominated to help to support the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's Man and Woman of the Year by raising money for this amazing organization that not only helps blood cancer, but also many other types of cancer. And I, back in January, decided to write a book that would be a vehicle for helping to raise money. And the book is just about near completion. This is a prototype of the book that should be done very shortly. And through the efforts of my team and our decision, we have decided to also take some of the proceeds from the book and put them right back into our local communities here in the Fairfax County and Loudoun County areas and giving back to the COVID-19 relief funds. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to just jump right in there. Any one of you can answer the question, but how has it been and what do you see, how is your chamber helping your members through this difficult and challenging time? You're all doing wonderful things, but tell us a little bit about what you're doing. Tony, why don't you jump in?
Sure, I'll go first, and hope that you all, first of all, Linda, thank you very much for having me on today's show. I also want to apologize in advance. I seem to have a little bit of internet issues. I think a lot of folks are as we get used to this virtual environment. We're working through a lot of those challenges, but you know what? Our members are working through challenges that are far more significant than just a spotty Zoom call. Many of them are, particularly if they're in certain industry sectors, are really struggling because for no other reason, the governor's executive order has really limited the type of commercial activities that can legally take place during this time. And so those folks are really struggling because the customers just can't get to them. So we've positioned our organization, first of all, pivoted to a purely online environment now. And so we're delivering content to our members via meetings and webinars and lead share groups that are all virtually held on Zoom. That's the platform we chose. I know there are other virtual online platforms. And the other thing we're trying to do is to be a resource. There's a lot of great information out there. I've sifted through a ton of it, and we have some subject matter experts, as I know John and Charles do on their board. It gets very confusing, the information that's flowing from federal government and state government and even local governments. And I don't fault them. They're dealing with the same maelstrom we are. And so trying to make sense of all that information and be a trusted source of information and content and other support that our members need so desperately at this time is really what we're trying to do every single day for the last about a month at this point.
Wonderful. It's been great. The content has been great. And I as a member, really appreciate that. Charles, you want to step up and share what you're all doing at the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce?
Sure, absolutely. I'll echo Tony's sentiments in that, for us right now, it's a matter of just being able to provide as much information and content to bring awareness to what's going on in the greater community to as many people as we can. So a lot of that is what the staff and I are able to curate, but we rely heavily on our members to tell us what they're seeing in their industry and out their window, and to be able to provide content to us. We set up a resources page about a month ago when we decided to shut down all of our in-person activities, and a lot of our best content has been provided to us by our members, and some of the information that they're either pointing us in the right direction to, or that they're curating themselves. And then, beyond content information, it's a matter of engagement. I run into so many members who say that their biggest challenge is the fact that they are people persons, which is typically who Chambers of Commerce tends to attract. And it's killing them not to be able to be around folks, to be able to shake hands and talk shop and engage the way they're used to. And so anything that we can do, if it's a matter of doing it virtually, then so be it. We're trying to figure out as many ways for people to be able to remember that they're not alone, that the rest of us are still out there. We're just, staying at home.
Very true. Very, very true. And I'm one of those people. It's like dying all by myself over here. So you're definitely tapping into the need there. And John, how about you over at Dulles?
Thanks, Linda. Again, echoing my two compatriots here. Thanks for having us, and best of luck with Canvas of Hope. Look forward to reading the book when it's finally out. For us, it's about R&R. When I was in the military, that was rest and relaxation. Right now, it's about response and recovery. And there are folks still responding through our healthcare members, but also we need to have an eye on recovery and figure out where we're going. And a lot of folks may not be aware that actually we've created a partnership, the Northern Virginia Partnership. So with Tony and Charles, we actually have been working and thinking about working with the state in particular on how to lobby and look at these issues. So some of the things that come to fruition are things we've been working on together for a long time. So I count on them as friends, and all the things that we've done, we bounce ideas off each other. We sign and co-sign letters of support to the different levels of government. And I couldn't be prouder of what the Chamber means, especially what we've done in this area.
It is amazing. You're three very inspirational leaders in our community, and I can't thank you enough for all the content and all the connection that I personally have felt by what you've put out there. I feel like I'm still connected to the community, and that's saying a lot in a time, especially that I'm here alone. So it really has been a lifeline. So we're in this situation, and perhaps by the time these viewers see our video recording, what word of hope or inspiration could you provide to your members and to our community, our region? We had a thriving, strong economy. Things were going really well. We have the metro. We've seen, what the connection of the Silver Line is going to do to bridge our counties and to bridge us to the airport. There's just so much momentum, but how can we keep that hope and inspiration right in our forefront?
Well, John's the inspiring one here, so I'll let him go first.
Yeah. So okay. So one of the things is encouragement. Yeah. Just so like we're not in school, we're calling everybody the same order. So actually, that whole issue of encouraging folks or encouraging our members about what that means. One of the things we started was a daily Zoom as soon as we went into shelter in place and had everybody not going to work. We started a Zoom every day at 4:00, and we had different topics. And so that's one that's brought the community together, gave them a sense of encouragement. I've got a number of folks that still join the 4:00 calls, even though it doesn't relate to their industry. They just want to be around and hear the words of encouragement and how important that is to them. So I've recognized that as the Chamber President, that it's important to have the words out there projecting so people know exactly what's happening in our local community.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. Encouragement. And, it's one of the words from the book. I don't know if that was intentional, that I know we were going to bring that into the conversation. It's beautiful. You teed it up beautiful. I'm going to just share this picture from the book. It's encouragement, and it's by a little, by a 13-year-old Mazel. And here is the picture. It's encouragement. And this young person says, encourage yourself to go above and beyond. So it's really about taking the time to really find that inner strength and guidance. So thank you for sharing that. It's so important. Any other words that, it doesn't have to be the words from the book that we talked about, but anything around hope and inspiration that could be a shining light for our community. Charles,
I
go.
have to imagine that this is a word that shows up in the book at least once, and that's resiliency. I'm sorry.
Resiliency. Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My screen froze for a second, so I wasn't sure if you heard me. Yeah, so resiliency, resilient. The American economy, the American people, the American psyche is extremely resilient. We have faced traumas far greater than this. I would begin with World War II, if nothing else, but there have been others that we've bounced back from. The fundamentals of the American economy are still very, very strong. This is what we hope is a time-limited, one-off experience. We know that we have some of the best minds in the business working on increasing the amount of testing that can take place, treatments for COVID, that we actually can develop a vaccine that would be applicable in a year to 18 months time. So point is, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. This will come to an end at some point. We hope sooner than later. We are all doing exactly what we should be doing. The four of us, our members, our communities. We're staying at home so we can decrease the spread of this virus and let the healthcare workers catch up and treat those that already have it. And that will help bring us to that point in time when we can resume activities that will be the new normal. It won't be the old normal, but it will be the new normal. And we hope at that time that all of our members will be able to get back out on their feet and be not just as successful, but more successful than they were before. And I think what my colleagues are doing with their chambers, and what we're attempting to do in Loudoun County is actually position our organization to come out of this stronger than how we entered it, because of the hard work we're putting into supporting our members in their success, and quite frankly, their viability going forward. And the better we're able to do that job, the better position we'll be in as an organization and as a community to come out of this, I believe, stronger than we entered.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. That was resiliency is really important. Wonderful. I wish I had that word in the book, but but that is really what we're all about as a country. We are built on resiliency. Charles, you want to say anything about hope and inspiration to any of our members and our fans out there?
Absolutely. I think the word community itself brings a lot of power to the conversation. When we're able to put it out there and continue to reinforce the message that we are a united community, that no one person is experiencing these turbulent times by themselves, that they are part of a greater community, and they have an outlet to be able to discover that. I think that's very powerful, and it increases that resiliency and that faith in being able to know that, yeah, we're going to get out of this. We're going to be stronger for it. We're going to be able to see each other, see the members of our community in a very different light, maybe in ways that we haven't before. And it's very exciting to think about what that entails when we're able to get back to a sense of normalcy. You know, so for us, we're leaning into methods of uniting our community that maybe we didn't stress as much before. You know, where we're exploring all of our social media platforms, and we're increasing the messaging on social media, and we're engaging in helping folks figure out how to tag the chamber, tag each other, and promote thoughts, promote ideas, and create different forms of conversations. And I think it's very encouraging for our members to be able to find a vehicle to be able to connect with their community.
I agree, and a word that comes to mind that is in the book about community is reassurance. And before I show you the picture, I want to read what this Giovanna, his 12-year-old, wrote. No matter how big the field is, be reassured someone will be there to get you to the other side. And I think that's the community and the bond that we can all bring together to help each other to do that, by reaching out, by providing the content, by having 4 o'clock Zoom sessions, so people know that they're not alone, that they're in this, there is a community and we can all come together. I'm going to just share the picture. This was done by a 12-year-old.
It's really good.
So that, I think I had one other word I wanted to share. And as we come to the closure of our time together today, Is there any words of wisdom, maybe a couple words from each one of you on words of wisdom that you can provide to our members?
Okay, so I haven't started. I'll start this one. I think that most of us, if we look back at our personal experiences of our lives, and if we think about the most significant triumphs that we've had, generally speaking, those came out of, or those were born out of some level of struggle. The things that come to us super easily, they tend to be forgotten, and they don't make an impact, generally speaking, on our lives. So we remember those things we had to work for, that we had to earn, that we had to persevere through. So the fruits that are going to come out of all of this are going to be even sweeter, because we've been battle tested, we fought through this, we learned some things along the way, we were able to redefine our relationships with each other, our organizations, and I think that should bring a lot of energy and excitement to everyone in our personal and our business community for what the end of 2020 and looking into 2021 is going to be.
Wonderful words of wisdom. Thank you so much, Charles. Tony or John?
Okay. So I'll go with, Charles, I can just ditto what Charles said would be good. But what I think, one of the things that I'm always struck with is loyalty. And I see that with our members, where they're actually reaching out, trying to use the restaurants that are members, trying to use the services. And so that loyalty extends to our membership, but also to family, right? Staying close and understanding, even if we can't be with them or there are different areas, that you're still able to stay loyal and be with them, because that's an important aspect that sometimes you take some of those things for granted. And I think it's really testing relationships now that they recognize how important that is. So I'd have to go back for that loyalty and kind of bolster that whole concept. That especially plays out well for us in the chambers. Tony?
Wonderful.
Yeah, no, that was a good one. Lynn, it's interesting. I'm rereading the book Good to Great, Jim Collins. I'm not sure how many folks have read that book. If you haven't, you should. If you have read it, read it again. Go to somewhere around page 85 and 90. If you recall from the book, The Stockdale Paradox. Admiral Stockdale was the highest ranking military officer held in a POW camp in Vietnam during the war. I believe he was one of the longest serving POWs too as well. And Jim Collins interviewed him after the fact and noted that many of the POWs who came out of those camps actually suffered from PTSD rates far lower than the average soldier or Marine or other military personnel serving in Vietnam. And he asked why. He said they faced the facts of their reality head on. They knew full on. They were not foolishly optimistic. Yet they never lost hope that they would prevail and get home. And so Admiral Stockdale and Jim Collins articulated far better than I ever could. But if you're honest with your reality and you're honest with the reality of those around you are facing, and you deal with that head on in a candid and transparent fashion, but never lose hope in your own ability to prevail and the ability of those around you to support each other and be stronger together to make it through this crisis together, then I believe we will make it through. We'll make it through stronger than how we started.
Wow, that was powerful. Really, all three of you, powerful, powerful words. They are the words of wisdom. And I'm going to just share this one last picture with you. This is the wisdom picture. And the young person here says, I wish you the wisdom of a wise old owl. So those are well-spoken words, gentlemen. I really appreciate it. If we could just go around the horn, if you could say, what's the best way if someone who's watching is not a member and wants to be a part of this amazing community of thought leaders here in the Northern Virginia area, how can they find out how to reach your chambers?
Well, the easiest way is to go to our website, loudonchamber.org, and we have quite a presence on social media too as well. So none of our organizations are that hard to find.
Right. .org, the Greater Reston.
We're restonchamber.org, and yeah, absolutely. It's even more easy to engage with us because you don't have to leave your house to attend an event.
Exactly. And the Dulles Chamber, John.
Thanks, Linda. So Linda is a generous member who belongs to all of our chambers, but you don't have to belong to all of them. I encourage you to join a chamber, and it can be whichever one's right for you. And in fact, oftentimes I'll sit down with members and I'll ask them if they considered the greater Reston or Loudoun that might be better for them. So it's an individual, selection. It's best for your business. So it's not a matter of winners or losers or who's competing. The Dulles chamber is kind of between the two of those, and I think there's benefits to each one of them. Our chamber is dulleschamber.org, and everything's on the website, but feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to engage or discuss or refer you to one of my colleagues and how they might help you as well.
Well, that's how we roll here in Northern Virginia. We're all part of this community, and whatever is the best fit for you. And if you want to be, have a membership at all three, by all means, that's fabulous. My book is coming out, not my book, but a book to help to raise money, not only for blood cancer and other cancers, but also for COVID-19 relief funds here in Fairfax and Loudoun counties. It's Canvas of Hope. You can find it at canvasofhope.org. We have an amazing poem that is also available in a poster form that takes you through the process of a journal of who we are, what we do, and who we become. And I just heard the first rendition of our song, Canvas of Hope, so that'll be coming out as well. I really appreciate all your time this morning, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. I wish you all the best, and I look forward to seeing you online.
Thank you, Linda. This has been great.